Hi, I'm Valerie Williams from Pilates by Val, and today we're going to do a beginner Pilates workout. Today I'm going to use the Franklin balls. If you don't have them, you can use a towel, and it's just a rolled up towel, and it just kind of will provide you some lift when we do our ab exercises and our hip exercises. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some calf raises. So you can hold on to a desk, a chair, or wall, both hands on there if you need to. But I want you to lift your heels up as high as you can. And we'll do several of these. Lift up. Good. And just kind of notice if you can keep your heels up high each time you lift those heels up, or are they starting to get down a little bit lower to the ground? Lift up. All right, great. Now, I want you to scissor your legs and try to make your legs as wide as you can. And then both feet are down, so both heels are down. And then you're going to lift this back heel up, and then you're going to lower it back down. And do it again. So lift up and lower, and lift up and lower. So this is great for your stride, for your walking gait. All right, so people tend to shuffle as we get older, so we want to be able to lengthen the hip joints here, stretch them out. Good. Now, lift this back heel and see if you can just bend that knee and then straighten that leg. And again, lift, bend, straighten, and lower. And lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Now, come up. See if you can bend this front knee as well and lower down. Now, if you have any knee issues or any kind of joint issues, always listen to your own body. Only do what you can do. Never go through or push through pain, okay? So, if this feels fine to you and you can go down a little bit lower, go for it. But only go as far down as you can. If you can go all the way down to the floor, then go for it. And go down. And up. So it's important to have leg strength. Good. We'll do it one more time. All right, so let's switch legs. So, first part is open the legs out, scissor the legs, nice wide gait, and then both heels are down. So the back heel is going to start first. So you're going to lift and lower. And I'm going to lose my balance. So I'll look straight ahead, but then I'll look at the camera too. And lift. So the back heel is lifting up. Both legs are completely straight. Now, see if you can just bend that back knee and lower that heel down. Bend that back knee. Lower that heel down. Bend and lower. Now, see if you can go ahead and bend both knees a little bit and just see how that feels. Always one side is going to be a little different than the other. Now, let's see if we can go down a little bit lower. And then come back up. And just kind of notice with your own body how you feel. All right, only go again to your range. If there's any pain in the joint, don't go that far. But what that means is that joint muscle, the muscles around the joint need to be stronger. All right, so it needs some attention. Good. One more time. All right. And then come back up. Good. All right, so let's lie down on our back and either get your Franklin balls or your rolled up towel, and we're going to place it under our shoulder blades. So here we go. I'm going to get these. And again, if you only have the towel, then the towel goes right under the shoulders. If you have your Franklin balls, the best way to do these, place them under your shoulders, hands behind your head, and then just roll onto the balls. And you're going to lower very slowly, and then come up, bring your elbows in. So you're going to inhale, and then exhale, come back in. And we're going to go very slowly. We're moving the upper back, focusing on the abdominals. The balls or the towel just kind of helps you lift up a little bit easier than if you were just flat on the mat and pulling just on your neck. And we're lowering. So this is our little ab workout here. Now we're going to add a little twist. And here we go. We're going to twist. Lower all the way down. And we're going to twist. Lower all the way down. Now if you remember in some of my other videos, those obliques, right? Rib to opposite hip. So think rib, opposite hip. So you're just not twisting from the elbow. You want to really get that rib, aim it, and getting a little twisting. And you'll actually feel it in your obliques quite a bit. Good. Now, bring the knees together, feet together, and just drop your knees to one side as you twist. And twist. Lower down and twist. So I'm moving my knees, I'm rocking my pelvis, kind of side to side here, and add a little rotation. And twist. One more time. Good. All right. Now, let's move the balls. And whoop, here they are. We're going to place the balls or your towel under the pelvis. And just kind of right in the center is fine so that you can bring both legs up in tabletop. Now, this is a beginner workout, so if your legs get tired at any time, you can always bring your legs down. Just rest your shins down like this. But if you're okay in this position, then go for it. So you're going to do this, is called toe taps, and you're going to lower one leg down at a time. If you place your hands on your pelvis, the pelvis is staying neutral, or in other words, it's really staying still. We're just moving your legs in your hip joints here. So you're just lowering and lifting. And we're going to keep going and breathing. Now see if you can lower both legs down and come back up. So really focus on your breath. I don't want you to feel this in your lower back. I don't want you to feel this in your neck, right? Because sometimes people tend to press their hands down on the floor quite a bit just to do the movement. No need to overdo anything. And at any time in the video, if you need to stop and rest, that's perfectly fine, and you pick up when you're ready to come back. Now, open the knees out, feet together, and lower and lift. Lower and lift. Take a nice deep breath. Now bring the knees together, feet apart. And lower and lift. There's just different movements in the hip joints here. So this definitely feels very different than with the knees apart, that's for sure. And then lower your feet down. Good. All right, let's remove the balls or your towel and place it down. So I'm just going to put the balls away for right now. Arms by your side, and we're going to do our bridge. And we'll just keep the pelvis neutral, and you're just going to lift your hips straight up. And when you do the bridge, think of your ribs lower than your hips, okay? I don't want ribs way up high. Keep the ribs down, and then lower your hips back down. So go ahead, lift up and lower down, and lift up and lower down. Now go ahead and lift the hips up. Think about shifting your weight a little bit more on your feet, and then lower your hips down. Then lift and lower. So you want to think about bringing the knees over your toes, lengthen those legs, and lift. So we're working your glutes and hamstrings, a little bit on the back, right? And lift, breathe. One more. Good, and lower down. Perfect. So we're going to turn to your side. Extend your bottom arm, head goes down, bend both knees, hand goes right in front of that chest. And we're going to go ahead, lift this top leg, keep it about hip level, and you're going to kick this leg forward and back like so. Forward and back. And the rest of the body stays nice and still, right? So I'm not moving the pelvis, I'm just moving the leg. Now see if you can extend that leg forward and back. Forward and back. Good. And see if we can circle your leg. And again, doesn't need to be a big circle because we're just, again, moving in that hip joint. And everything stays nice and still. Let's reverse that direction. And circle. And circle. And circle. Good. And then bend the knees. Go ahead and come on up. Right here. Good. And just have a seat. This is called Z-sitting. Now, if you can't quite sit like this, you can just extend both legs out in front. And you're just going to do a little side bend, a little stretch, and then come back up. And a little side bend. And I'm just kind of pushing off for the ground. And side bend and reach. And just I'm keeping both sit bones down on the mat here. And just bending from the waist, tilting the head. Kind of like a wave here. And down. And let's go to the other side. So, come over. I'm going to move down. My mat's over here. So, slide all the way down. Head down. Bend both knees. Lift this leg up about hip level. And just kind of swing this leg forward and back like so. Just nice and slow. Good. Try to keep that leg hip level if you can. And again, anytime you need to rest in between, that's perfectly fine. Like the more you move, the more endurance you'll get, and the stronger you'll get too. And you're going to kick that leg. So let's try to straighten that leg. Forward and back. All right, neck and shoulders are relaxed. No tension. And breathe. So now we're going to circle your leg. And circle the leg. And breathe. Good. And then reverse the direction. And circle. And circle. Let's do one more. All right. So bend both knees. Come on up. And come up to your hands and knees. Like so. All right. So here we go. Hands and knees, spread your fingers out. Let's just go ahead and extend one leg back and just kind of shift your way back. Flex that foot, so press that heel toward the floor and then rise up on the toes. So just get a nice little stretch in that calf. Lower the heel, lift the heel up. Good. One more time. Now hold it here, lift the leg up, and lower that leg down. So keeping the back nice and straight. Again, moving that leg. Nothing else is moving. Lower and lift. Good. Now, see if you can extend your opposite arm. Lift it up. Now, lift the arm and leg. A little more challenging. And again, go at your own pace. If you need to just move just the leg, can't quite get the arm moving at the same time, that's fine. Build up to it. And we'll do one more. And lower all the way down. Switch legs. So extend the other leg, flex, and point the foot. Flex and point, flex and point. Now come back to center, extend that leg, lift and lower that leg. And be mindful, when you're lifting, I want you to feel this in your glute and your hamstring, not really in your lower back. I mean, your lower back is activated a little bit, but I don't want you to feel any pain. So depending on where you are at, posture-wise perhaps, or if you do have back issues, or whatever health issues that's going on with you, only go to where you can lift the leg without any pain. So for some of you, your range may be very small, okay? So again, figure out where you can be. Now, let's extend that opposite arm and lift and lower. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's do one more time. Good. And then lower all the way down. Open the knees out. Just go ahead and lean back. If you have knee issues, you may not be able to go all the way back, and that's fine. Just go as far as you can. And then come back up. All right. Now, let's curl the toes on the mat. Spread those fingers out. Take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, lift the knees up a few inches. And then lower the knees back down. And again, exhale, lift. And lower down. So this is good for strengthening those arms. So any of you have osteoporosis in the arm, this is great bone strengthening, okay? And lift up. And lower down. And again, lift up. And lower down. Let's do one more. Lift up. And lower all the way down. Excellent. And then sit back down. Okay, so we just did a little bit. We did abdominals, back of the legs, a little upper body, side of the hips as well, and some calf movement and leg strength. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Please let me know what you'd like to see ahead of time. And thank you for watching.